Hey guys, what is going on? Shadow Nexus back here with another video, and we gotta talk about PlayStation ending physical games in 2028. So just a few days ago, PlayStation went ahead and announced that they will be ending all physical games in 2028, meaning the PS6 will most likely not have a disc drive. It'll be an all-digital system. Now, what are my thoughts on this? Okay, I think PS5 was a good way to get physical games, especially right now with the Switch 2 and even a little bit with the Switch 1 as well. If you were to get a physical game, you would go to the PS5 because the PS5 had a lot of physical games. It had all the stuff on the disc, and I think that Sony going ahead and taking this back, especially when they're the ones that actually had the whole campaign with, oh yeah, hey, go ahead and lend your disc. Okay, this is how you share your disc. So now that thing is all gone here. I know a lot of people were telling me before that, oh yeah, hey, Sony used to be so pro-consumer, and they used to basically reject what Microsoft was doing, and now they're going the direction of Microsoft. So yeah, what are my thoughts on this? So as I said, if you were to get, like, let's say for example, some games like on the Switch 2, okay, The Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tales just came out recently, and the only way to play that game physically with the full game on the disc/cart would be the PS5 version. Because the thing is that if you go ahead and play the game on the Switch 2, it's a game key card. I know, Square Enix, they even made Octopath Traveler 2 a game key card as well. But yeah, what does this mean for physical media overall? I mean, honestly, at this point, guys, yeah, sure, the PS5 and PS5 Pro is pretty powerful, but even GTA 6 is going to be on consoles only right now, but it's going to be coming to PC later. We all know that. If you guys want to, you can go ahead and play on PC. If you guys don't want to play GTA 6, if you want to play GTA 6 or Wolverine or whatever, yeah, unfortunately, you're going to have to keep your PS5. And maybe, some other Sony games, like maybe Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, which is probably going to be the final PS5 physical game. So if you guys are interested in buying physical games and stuff like that, that's probably going to be one that's going to be going up in price. Because, hey, 2028, no disc drive for the PS5, most likely. Might be sold separately if you want to do backwards compatibility and stuff like that. But we don't know that yet. So, I'm not going to say that as fact. That's just speculation. But yeah, even the Xbox as well is probably not going to have a disc drive, which is probably why I don't think I'm going to buy one. But one thing with the Xbox is that people are saying that the Xbox, the Helix, is going to have a way to transform your physical games into a digital media, so you can play it on the Helix, which I think is really, really cool. Now, I don't know exactly how that would work. I don't know if they would give you a free copy of the game or whatnot. I don't think so. You probably have to have your disc in to play the game. You can't get the game and sell the copy or something like that. I know one of the NBA games on Xbox let you do that. I know Kid Smooth was talking about that one time on one of his streams. So yeah, some stuff like that does exist on Xbox. And maybe even on PlayStation as well. I'm not really too familiar with PlayStation, to be honest. But to be honest, guys, I kind of fell out of PlayStation a while back. I had the PSP and the PS2. I thought that the PSP was awesome. I thought that the PS2 was awesome. But, ever since, I've not really been too happy with PlayStation. Even with games like, The Last of Us. Yeah, sure, the games that I played recently, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, really good game. And also Spider-Man was pretty good as well. The Last of Us is okay. Not really the biggest fan of that game. But yeah, when it comes to PlayStation, guys, I have to say physical games are basically dying out. Even with the Switch 2, a lot of these companies are opting out for game cards and stuff like that. Game key cards, which doesn't have any data on the actual cart. But it's not tied to your account. So that is a good thing here. You can sell that stuff as well. Honestly, I regret selling every single game I've ever owned that I sold, so I'm not really looking forward to selling games and stuff like that, to be honest. Maybe in the future, when they're worth a lot of money and I don't really care about video games or anything like that. But yeah, when it comes to it, guys, I have to say, if you guys are interested in gaming, move over to PC. Now, I know I don't usually recommend too many people to come over to PC, but just try it out, you know, like if you maybe, for example, sell your console and or maybe just, you know, just get like a budget PC and maybe get some games on Steam. Try it out, right? And yeah, sure, you're not going to be able to get the newest physical games. Now, a lot of people really like to say that there's no physical games on PC. Not true. There are physical games on PC, but there are some caveats to that. Like, let's say, for example, if you were to buy Dead Space 2, you would have to tie that over to your EA account, but you can get the game physically. I have it. I have Crysis that isn't tied to any kind of account or anything like that. So if you're looking for older games, like let's say, for example, Max Payne, I have that game as well. That runs without any kind of issue or anything like that on my PC off the disc. So hey, if you guys are interested in physical games, especially older physical games, the PC is pretty good. It might be a little bit difficult to find some of these games. It might be a little bit more expensive than, you know, buying them on the Xbox or whatever. It might be cheaper depending on where you are, but yeah, overall, guys, I mean, I'm a huge fan of physical games. I just picked up a bunch of physical 360 games, a bunch of physical Switch games as well. So after this announcement, I have to say I'm kind of more radical in my spending of physical games. But I mean, I've always really been a pro physical guy, even though all my games are mostly on PC. But hey, I mean, on PC, there's many different storefronts, there's many different ways to back up your games and stuff like that, and mod your games and do all this stuff. So hey, when it comes to PC, guys, I have to say, if you guys are looking for the most powerful system right now, don't get the Steam Deck or the Steam Machine, because they're way too expensive right now. But if you guys are looking for a decent system, you can easily get like a system for less than the price of a PS5 Pro. Sure, it's not going to be as powerful, but you're going to be able to see the greatness of PC, which is being able to play Xbox exclusives and being able to play PlayStation exclusives on the same platform. Yeah, sure, you're not getting the newest PlayStation exclusives, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, guys, I have to say, physical games and stuff like that, they have to die out at some point. And unfortunately, this is just the reality. I love physical media and physical games and stuff like that. But here's the facts, okay? Up to 90%, okay? 90% of people buy games digitally, okay? 85 to 90%, sometimes even as high as 95% buy their games digitally, okay? So unfortunately, this is just the future. Physical copies will die out. Doesn't matter if you're on the Nintendo side. I know Nintendo is doing very good things right now, preserving a lot of games on physical media. However, when it comes to it, guys, I have to say, Nintendo is also pushing a lot of game key cards as well for their exorbitantly high costs per cartridge manufacturing, and their other stuff where they're going to go ahead and they're going to charge companies even more to print full games and stuff like that on a 64 gig cart. This is why a lot of Japanese companies and stuff like that, like Marvelous, for example, with Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion, they did not print the game physically in Japan, but they printed it physically in the US because it just costs too much there. Okay, in Japan, there's a lot more game key cards, unfortunately. I know Survival Kids is another one as well. One of the Dragon Quest games are also a game key card as well in Japan, and physical in the US. So hey, when it comes to it, guys, I mean, physical media unfortunately will die out if you don't buy it. And I know, I know that sounds obvious, but if 90%, okay, 85, sometimes even as high as 95%, okay, prefer buying digital, physical media was never going to stay in the first place. Even though I love my physical games, man, I bought so many physical games. I have so many of them on the GameCube, on the Wii, on the Xbox 360, Xbox One. Like, dude, I have so many physical games, okay? And then also on the Switch, a couple on the Switch 2 as well. So I am mostly a physical collector when it comes to consoles. On PC, however, I'm not that much of a physical collector. I have a couple of physical games on PC as well, but not quite as many as I have on even, like, let's say for example the Switch 2, which I mean I barely have any Switch 2 games, like maybe like 5 or 6 of them. But yeah, when it comes to PC gaming, guys, I have to say, if you're looking for the best platform, like the most powerful platform, for example, okay, and you're okay with dealing with some issues here and there and having to service your PC yourself, I would say go to PC gaming, okay? And if you are more of a physical kind of guy, go over to the Nintendo Switch. Unfortunately, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with those game key cards, but at least you have a way to go ahead and buy and sell physical games, so that is a way to go about it. But yeah, the future is looking bleak, guys. The future is definitely looking bleak. I mean, hey, it's really something when the world's biggest video game, GTA 6, is going to be digital only. I mean, people were saying that it's going to get physical discs, but apparently people are saying now that that was completely false. It's never going to be physical. You're never going to be able to own it. But yeah, that is really telling. And then Nintendo also pushing game key cards as well, like I said. But yeah, overall, guys, my thoughts on this whole PlayStation stuff here, ending physical by 2028. I think most of these companies, especially Xbox as well, is probably going to be ending physical games as well. I think Nintendo is going to hold out for maybe 1 more or 2 more generations. But after that, I think even they're done as well, because even with their physical games like Fire Emblem, for example, that game is $80 physical and $70 digital USD. So at that point, the incentive is to probably go ahead and buy digital and save yourself $10. So yeah, with the cost of everything, I can even see Nintendo cutting off physical as well. So it's looking like all these companies are going to get rid of physical media. That's what they want to do. Even though the Switch 2 has 50% of physical sales, 50% of sales of games are physical in the US. It's looking like even Nintendo might be going digital very soon, or maybe not that soon. I think when we see a first-party Nintendo game like Zelda or Mario becoming a game keycard, we are officially cooked, and that's probably going to be one of the last times that we will ever see physical media. But yeah, for now we seem to be okay with Nintendo. But yeah, guys, please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about PlayStation ending physical games by 2028, and also the whole fiasco with physical games in general. Please let me know in the comments down below, guys. I'm very interested in your thoughts, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.